Does anybody remember Octopath Traveler, or rather should I say the Game Award Best Score of the Year nominee, Octopath Traveler?
Put some respect on my name.
Well, there was a remix album of the Octopath Traveler OST that came out. We're gonna go over that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Octopath Traveler was probably one of the sleeper games of 2018 in my humble opinion. The game released in July 13th, 2018, and I don't think me or a lot of people thought that Octopath Traveler would be as successful as it was on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, the game sold 1 million copies in under a month, and for a small release like that for the Nintendo Switch in the month of July, that is actually a very, very good number. Now, with that success came a lot of nominations such as Best RPG and Best Storytelling and Nintendo Game of the Year, but at the Game Awards, it was nominated for Best Art Direction, Best Role-Playing Game, and the one that I thought was the most significant, Best Score and Best Music. The Octopath Traveler OST is amazing, to say the least. Yasunori Nisuki did a great job at composing this complete soundtrack, and when you hear this soundtrack, and me personally, I did not think that this soundtrack could get any better. That is until Octopath Traveler Break and Boost was announced and has came out. Octopath Traveler Break and Boost takes the arrangements of Octopath Traveler and reimagines them, and I have to say, this album is a trip. This album is a treat. The album is split into 2 different factions arrangement of Break, which is basically string quartets and smaller instrument arrangements, and Boost, which is orchestrated in metal. Yes, orchestrated in metal. Now, normally I would go through each track and break it down, but for the sake of time, because that would just take forever, we're just gonna go through 2 from each section and we'll take it from there. We're gonna start with the first track in Break, which is the Frostlands. Now, the Frostland original arrangement was beautiful, amazing, great, very memorable. Anytime you hear the Frostlands, if you're a fan of Octopath Traveler, like, you get taken into this winter wonderland world. It's absolutely beautiful. But this arrangement on Break, so simple, yet so satisfying. For the most part, it's just a piano and a violin, and that's it. And the piano pretty much carries the rhythm, and the violin pulls the melody. And something so simple sounds so big. I don't know how to explain it. Just the arrangement of the piano and the violin coming together is such a lovely, amazing thing. There's no way to explain it other than beautiful. It really, really put a different perspective on the Frostlands for me. It really did. Second on this list of Break, A Settlement in the Red Bluffs. Or as I like to say, Therion's theme, but it's not Therion's theme, it's just the town that Therion is in with the violin. It has that very, very Spanish vibe to it. Or very European might be the better description of it. But this arrangement right here, this arrangement of this theme, honestly, makes it sound like we were listening to The Devil Came Down to Georgia. I have to just be honest with you. It sounds that way with the violin, and it's dueling violins together, right? And it's a small string. I guess it's either a quartet or a quintet, whatever. It's small, but there's dueling violins in this theme, in this arrangement. And it is such a treat, especially toward the end, whenever they speed up the tempo, and it really does sound like these 2 dueling violins going at it, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You may disagree with me, but I think that this one is the star track of the Break section. Honestly, I can listen to this multiple times per day. I'm talking maybe 5 to 10 times a day. It is so good. So shout out to whoever arranged this section of Octopath Traveler Break and Boost, because it is absolutely reimagined, amazing. It takes you back to Octopath Traveler, and I absolutely loved and enjoyed it. Now, Boost, on the other hand, is a completely different animal than Break. You can hear it now. Absolutely high energy, high octane, in your face, metal rock, everything that I love in any sort of remix of any of these arrangements. Absolutely. In any JRPG arrangement, this is what I look for. I mean, and we could just start with the regular battle theme. As soon as the synth and the guitar comes in, it is metal goodness. Beautiful is the best way I can explain it. And you don't hear the word beautiful used in metal music, but it is. Everything is just a treat. If you're into these sort of remixes and this sort of metal meets orchestra, this is for you, absolutely. My second favorite track is A Decisive Battle 2. Now, in my top 5 video, Avidan went over why A Decisive Battle 2 is one of the best boss themes in all of RPGs. So when you immediately hear this, one, you notice a tempo change. It is a lot faster. It is much faster than the original. It actually gives it more urgency. I would love to see how my mood would change if you took this version and threw it into the game, because I guarantee you it would help me focus just as much and maybe even better. And then in the middle, they sort of have this breakdown where they sort of change it up a little bit, and I absolutely enjoy it. And then the end is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This arrangement is probably the best arrangement. Now, there are some other arrangements, Battle of the Journey's End, Daughter of the Dark God, and of course, the main theme of Octopath Traveler is very, very good. It sounds completely different than what you think it would sound. Now, the main theme is actually a different take that I can absolutely appreciate. It takes every element of these two albums and puts them together with the violin and with the guitar and with the drums and everything like that. It brings it all together, and it's more laid back than the other themes in Boost. This album is a treat. Whether you have the money to go purchase it or not, you need to go check this album out immediately. Go support it any way you can, whether it's streaming it on YouTube in the correct places. Yes, the correct places. There are people who put these songs up on YouTube that don't have the rights to them, so make sure you find them in the correct places. Go check this album out immediately. Immediately. If you're a fan of Octopath Traveler, if you're a fan of Square Enix, if you want to support, go ahead and get this album. I got mine on iTunes for about $15. You can get a physical copy, but it's got to get imported from Japan. You can get it for $29.99 if you're into that. It is getting imported from Japan, so it takes some time. I went ahead and just got mine digitally. It's on my phone, it's on my computer, it's on all my devices, so therefore I can listen to it anywhere, whenever I want to. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know after you listen to it what you think in the comments as well. This has been Nicktendo Direct. Thank you so much. I wanted to try something a little bit different for you guys today because this album has really inspired me to do this. So once again, thank you very much. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.